Jordan Poole is lighting the world on fire. He had 30 points in game 1, 29 points in game 2. Just having a good shooter in his spot would still make them scary, but with his shot making and skills off the dribble, they're terrifying. I mean, look at this man. You already load up on Steph Curry when he's driving inside, and then Draymond throws it to another guy who can hit 25 footers. Then there's the lineup that nobody knows the name of yet, where it's Draymond at center with Poole, Steph, Clay, and Wiggins. I don't want to do like a super duper deep dive on it, but I do want to just look at this play again. Really, for me, the one thing I'm looking at is just Jokic on Draymond, because you would love to sag off of Draymond, but you just can't do it because then he's just going to run a handoff with Steph, or it's going to be Poole, or it's going to be Clay, and there's just so much potential out of this formation. I mean, this is a fake handoff that leads to Poole taking Gordon off the dribble, but there's just so much they can do out of that. Jokic has been very good in both of these games, but I think you feel good about how you've guarded him if you're the Warriors. The Jokic-Draymond post-ups are an experience. If I could watch an entire basketball game of Jokic just trying to post up on Draymond, would it be cool? I don't know, but it's cool when it pops up in these games. As for the other Nuggets, well, Will Barton's not Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon is not a healthy Michael Porter Jr. Let's check out the Jazz defense in the fourth quarter. Brunson switch onto Bogdanovich. That wasn't that hard. Brunson gets a switch onto Conley. One crossover, he's gone. Rudy couldn't get there fast enough. Brunson gets by Jordan Clarkson, no problem. You see the theme at this point? This is a nice shot from Finney-Smith over Gobert. And this play here resembles the Clippers series from last playoffs. You get beat on the perimeter, Gobert slides over, they've got 5 shooters on the floor. If Rudy doesn't help, then it's a wide open layup. So what do? Well, number one, if you could hold up on the perimeter better, and that's all of these guys between Mitchell, Conley, Bogdanovich, Clarkson, all of them, that'd be great. At this point, I don't know if we can even expect that. The other thing is, if you look at Bogdanovich here, so his role was to split the difference between Kleba and Reggie Bullock, right? And he got a little off balance. The closeout to Kleba wasn't great. Do you want to keep trying that, or do you want to have him like slide all the way down to the corner at the same time that Gobert helps in front of the rim? This all has to happen in 1 second, pretty much. And then it would be like Royce O'Neal to Bullock. Mitchell goes all the way back out to Finney-Smith, who's at the top of the key. He's off screen right now, but he's there. If that stops them from getting that pass off, then it might lead to Dinwiddie bringing the ball back out, and then Gobert might have to stick to him. I don't know. We'll see what Quinn Snyder and them want to do. The biggest thing for the Jazz was that they lost a game that Luka didn't play. Shams just tweeted that there's optimism that he could play in Game 3 or Game 4. I don't know if anybody's picking the Jazz to beat the Mavericks if Luka's healthy. The skepticism around Philly versus the Raptors does not look too great right now. This is Game 1, and the biggest thing for me was how aggressive the Raptors were in sagging off of dudes, as James Harden had 14 assists. Watch Tyrese Maxey in the corner. I mean, the job is for Siakam to close out, but again, that's just a lot of space, man. Speaking of Maxey, this 2-man game with him and James Harden, that's kind of interesting. As for Game 2, well, Embiid had 14 free throw attempts, and, we were talking about all the tall defenders the Raptors had. Granted, Scotty Barnes didn't have him for this one. Maybe they could just use a center in the offseason. Remember when Marc Gasol gave Embiid fits? And similar to Jordan Poole, Tyrese Maxey's going nuts. We have seen 2-0 series flip once they get to the new location, but it's not looking good for the Raptors.